In today's top story, a judge just dropped a last-minute bomb on Trump. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump's entire agenda is built on his ego and lies. This is obvious with his recent crime crackdown.
I think one of the most interesting things about the graphic you just showed is the highlighted yellow of those states sending their National Guard to D.C., right? I think we've seen this playbook before from the president, and it won't be the last time where he is using this issue as a political one, right? He is trying to make the case that he needs to intervene because Democratic-run cities are out of control in his parlance. And that's clearly not the case, backed up by data. There are a whole host of other cities, primarily in Republican-led states, that have higher crime rates, but that's not the focus for this president. We've seen him go after Chicago, LA. This weekend he was tangling with Governor Westmore of Maryland and talking about Baltimore. There is a playbook here that the president is using, and it's mostly driven by his politics. And one of the things just to note about Chicago, Chicago's crime rate has actually been decreasing and at times has been at pre-pandemic levels. And so this focus on this out of control crime is misplaced based on where the data is. Not to say that there's no crime, but if you really look at the numbers, it is not the sort of picture the president is painting.
And Trump isn't just delusional about crime, he's also delusional about who is a criminal. He continuously is targeting Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the poor Maryland man who was just reunited with his family, has now been taken into custody again.
We asked the ICE officer what the reason for his detention was. The ICE officer didn't answer. The ICE officer stated that he'll be taken to a detention center. We asked the ICE officer which detention center. The ICE officer said that they weren't able to say. We asked the ICE officer for a copy of any paperwork that's being served on him today. The ICE officer wouldn't commit to even giving us that paperwork. In the last 5 minutes, Mr. Abrego Garcia has filed a new lawsuit in the Federal District Court for the District of Maryland, challenging his current confinement and challenging deportation to Uganda or to any other country unless and until he's had a fair trial as in an immigration court, as well as his full appeal rights. In 2019, Mr. Abrego Garcia had a full trial. It lasted over 2 days in this building behind me. And the result of that trial was that the judge entered an order that he could not be deported to El Salvador. That order was not even appealed by the government. If they want to deport him to any other country, they need to go through that exact same process.
And now a judge has just dropped a last-minute bomb on Trump. That's right, take a look at today's top story. President Trump's immigration crackdown just hit a major roadblock after a stunning move from a federal judge. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father who only recently reunited with his family, showed up for a routine ICE check-in in Baltimore this morning. But instead of going home to his wife and children, Homeland Security agents suddenly detained him once again. Within hours, the Trump administration had begun processing him for removal, this time not to his native El Salvador, but to Uganda, a country with which he has no ties, no history, and no legal connection whatsoever. The plan blindsided Abrego Garcia's supporters. Critics say it was a calculated effort by the Trump administration to bypass earlier court rulings, and it showcased the current administration's cruelty.
He's a bad person. He's not going to be here. He's been order removed twice. Order removed by 2 different federal judges. He's going to leave this country in the very near future, and his family can go with him.
But in a stunning twist, U.S. District Judge Paula Shinnis stepped in with a ruling that stopped the deportation in its tracks. Issued just hours after his detention, her order blocked Trump's plan on the grounds that it posed a direct risk of undermining the American courts. She made clear that nothing prevents Uganda from deporting him to El Salvador, effectively letting Trump's administration violate previous U.S. decisions. The ruling is a major blow to Trump's immigration agenda and a rare moment where the courts moved faster than his administration's maneuvering. For now, Kilmar Abrego Garcia will not be sent to Uganda, and his family, along with immigration advocates, are breathing a sigh of relief. But the fight is far from over. Trump officials are already signaling they will appeal, determined to make an example of Abrego Garcia. And this case is now shaping up to be one of the most high-profile tests of Trump's second-term immigration strategy. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.